outdoor stream. I want to see how it works. See if Friday nights could be a night where we do some type of hour stream outside, get some fresh air, and just listen to the environment while we talk about what's going on at this football club and other stuff that's going on, not just Chelsea, because I want to be able to talk about other things as well. So, but first, we are gonna speak on some stuff that's come out for over the past 24 hours or so, man. And we'll go ahead and pop over to Twitch, and I might even go on to Reddit later just to see what people are talking about on there. I know there's some funny shit on there, and I want to be able to react and laugh with everybody in the chat. So we'll go ahead, pop over to where are we gonna go to first? Uh, the latest bit of PR drama, right? So, the latest bit of PR drama, you know, Chelsea believe they have recruited well in many areas, with some wastage inevitable at a big club. There has never been any suggestion that the sporting directors would be reviewed for what fans call underperformance, which they're just puppets at the end of the day, man. And Chelsea are happy with those in charge and now are very strict on wages. I mean, they've been strict on wages since they've walked through the door. This is why you don't see big name players coming to Chelsea, because there's a wage structure. They're not paying anybody over 200 grand a week. The minimum is 200 grand. And then the incentives in their contracts are going to allow them to make more than 200 grand. That all that depends on if Chelsea are in the Champions League, and are they going to get into the Champions League? Current form says no, but anything can happen, right? I'm going out on a limb and saying they're going to finish ninth, but I would love to be proven wrong. I want them to finish as high as they can. You don't think Tottenham would love to be in this position right now in sixth? I mean, they would kill to be in sixth, not worried about relegation whatsoever. Yeah, they would snatch anything for that right now, bro. Anything. Right? As you can hear, I live in an apartment complex, but it is what it is. You feel me? You're gonna be hearing stuff in the background. It's not. It shouldn't deter too many people. But then, then we need to go over to. We need to go over here, bro. I mean, Cole Palmer today. It looked like he showed up, right? And we've been asking for him to show up in a Chelsea shirt since he's come back from injury. And honestly speaking, I didn't watch the game. I was at work, but he looked good. He looked pretty good, man. So we're gonna take a look here. It's already started playing, but as you can see, there's a lot more space being given to him in the Premier League. You're not gonna see that, honestly, because players know how he plays, and you never want to give him too much space, because with his passing ability and his vision, he's going to be able to find passes that you're normally not going to find. People at one point when he was starting at Man City were calling his passing ability Kevin De Bruyne-esque. Now, I thought it was crazy because I never heard of the kid, but you can make the argument that his passing ability is world class when the space is available to him. Right. Ooh, that's a bad foul. Ooh, he should have put that away. That's a brilliant cross. That's on the money too. Calvert-Lewin's got to finish that, bro. See, this is the Cole Palmer that we're missing in the Chelsea shirt right now, bro. The pass is excellent, but he's looking good, man. Thomas Tuchel is taking the shackles off of him. He's basically telling him, just play your game, bro. This was the goal, I believe, but again, the cross is spectacular, bro. Look at the whip on it. Calvert-Lewin again, bro. I feel like he's got to do better there. Even though they scored on that play, but it's a good pass. Oh, he saw the run too. See, people have like the comparison to the Bukayo Saka, but you you expect more unpredictability from Cole Palmer than you do Bukayo Saka. I will say that. But there's a lot of chatter about him too, bro, about how he's overrated. You know, he's getting paid 300 grand a week or whatever the wages are now. And you know, I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Is it really that big a deal? I don't really think so. But you know, Enzo Fernandez also had a game today. I don't know who they played. They played some team. I've never heard of them before, honestly. But Enzo Fernandez scored today for Argentina. I'm not going to show the clip because it'll get taken. This whole stream will get taken down. Honestly, hope this isn't the last we see of Enzo at Chelsea this season. But I'll be real. If Rossini is still here, I think he has to leave unless we do a 180. Yeah, unless we completely turn our season around, bro. Unless we completely turn our season around, bro. I mean, Enzo's going to probably ask for a move in the summertime, and you're going to probably see a lot of upset fans. Now, I'm one of the fans that thinks that he's so crucial to how we play and how we want to play. You can't afford to sell him. But if he wants to move, then you have to sell. You're not going to keep a player who doesn't want to be here, no matter who the ownership is. We saw what happened with Alexander Isak. He completely skipped out on preseason training for Newcastle. And then I was thinking he wouldn't even get the move, but he ends up getting the move anyway. Why? Because he wasn't showing up for training. Now, is Enzo gonna do something like that where he's not gonna show up in the off season or in like preseason training and stuff? I mean, honestly, I don't think he's that kind of character. But if he wants to move bad enough, I think he will honestly try to sit out, even if he's on a contract. You usually see that when players are winding down on their contract or they're so desperate for the move. Like in Isak's case, he was desperate for the move to go to Liverpool, even though I don't think that was the best move for him in the current moment. I mean, you sign Hugo Ekitike, and he's proven to be the better signing out of the two. Alexander Isak to me was more of a luxury signing. It was like Liverpool were trying to flex how much money they really had, and now it's ending up costing them. And we don't know if Arne Slot is going to be there next season. Mo Salah's already out the door, right? So who do Liverpool go get if Arne Slot leaves? In my opinion, they go after Xabi Alonso, and I've been saying this for the longest time. The only reason you go and get him is to make sure that the Florian Wirtz signing is justified, because you broke the British transfer record once to sign him, and then you break it again to sign Alexander Isak. So if Xabi Alonso is the guy that comes in at Liverpool, in my opinion, I think he can get him going, but the Premier League isn't the Bundesliga, right? There's a lot more space being given in Germany than there is in the Premier League. So can he adjust? I mean, he wasn't doing bad at Real Madrid. The players just stopped playing for him. And Vinicius Jr. and a lot of these other cats there just stopped playing for him. And eventually him and Real Madrid parted ways, you know? So I would like to see him in the Premier League as a manager, but Chelsea would go nowhere near him because he wants control of what players come in and he wants to play a certain way. These owners aren't gonna go anywhere near him. They would go nowhere near him, and they probably won't even go after. And I've seen a lot of people talk about this. Cesc Fabregas, is that really the move that this ownership group is going to really go do? No, because they know the fans would want Cesc Fabregas to walk in here and bring back some type of identity into this club, a guy that won trophies with us, right? But is he going to want to come into a club that is being ran like a circus? No. Como have a chance to get into the Champions League next season. I think they sit 5th right now. So why would he want to leave? Players may want to go there and go play under Cesc Fabregas, and then you might see Como in the next 3-4 seasons be an Italian powerhouse, maybe challenge for the league title, right? But Liam Racine is not going to be the answer going forward. And I saw something earlier. I had a short about it. How many games do you guys think that Chelsea lose in this run that they have to go on, man? And it's like I keep saying, bro. It's like I keep on saying, man. Give me 1 second, bro. Not that. Actually, yeah, I'm actually on the right site for this. I was going to go to the Premier League website, but I'm going to end up just going right here. So, how many games are Chelsea losing in this run? If you're not counting like the FA Cup, because I'm only really looking at the league. Like the league is the most important thing right now. The FA Cup, if we somehow make a run and we get into, I mean, we win this game, we're in this, we go to Wembley, so I guess that's something to look forward to. But this season hinges on if Chelsea can get into the top 4 or not. It doesn't matter if we win the FA Cup because these owners don't care about the FA Cup. They care about the Champions League. And at bare minimum, they want to get into the Europa League, which is atrocious. Chelsea should always be in the Champions League. There's no reason why this team should be anywhere outside of the top 4. But when you have an ownership group that is running this place like a circus, then yeah, you're going to see this team hovering around 6th, probably dropping down to 9th. Like I said, in this run, bro, you got Man City at home, Man United at home, right? Both Manchester clubs coming to the bridge. Now, Man City, you never know. We went to the Etihad earlier in the season at the turn of the year, and we snatched a point from them, but beating them would help Arsenal, right? But, I want to see this team try to win every single game. So, I mean, anything could happen versus Man City. I don't think we're going to beat them personally, but if we do, hey, maybe it's the start of the actual turnaround this team actually needs, right? Because you come back April 4th for the Port Vale game, but a lot of these players are going to be like really focused on the league because you have 7 games left in the league, and you probably would have to win 4 of those 7 to get into the Champions League, but they're 6 points back of Villa, right? So they would have to win out. And Chelsea aren't winning all 7 of these games. They're probably going to lose 3 or 4 of these. I think they lose to Man City. In the day of the protest, they can't suffer a heavy defeat to Manchester United because then it's going to get real serious, right? Both of those games at the bridge are going to really tell us how bad this team wants to be at the Champions League. They're at the real crossroads of their season now, right? What are we going to do if this team does turn it around? Are we going to forget that it's still Blueco and Clear Lake out? I don't think so. I still think that is the exact message. You get into the Champions League in spite of these owners. And even if they get in, these owners still need to pack up and sell. So, but, they go to Brighton. They never play well at the Amex, honestly. Last year got absolutely ruined both times, FA Cup and in the league. Everyone remembers the Mitoma goal where he takes it brilliantly on his right foot, drives past Chalobah, and he scores part of the 3-0 catastrophe on Valentine's Day last year. It was horrible, bro. Absolutely horrible, right? And then you go into May where, ironically, on a Monday, May 4th, they play at 7 a.m. I'm geeked because shit, I'm off that day and it's the day before my daughter's birthday. Plus, at the same time, you know, you don't really get the early week morning game, so it's a real treat to have that in the morning. But Chelsea need all 3 points there. Are they going to get all 3 points? I don't know. Forest need the points too. Forest need the points to stay up, and then you go to Anfield where you go to play Liverpool, where they've been so wishy washy all season, right? We beat them at the Bridge very early on, 2 days before my birthday actually, but that was a completely different team. It's not the same team anymore. So, do we go to Anfield and do anything there? I don't think so, right? And then probably one of the biggest games that we'll see in the Premier League in a very, very long time. Chelsea hosting Spurs, where there's a chance that Chelsea could officially relegate Tottenham at the end of the season, right? May 17th, Chelsea hosting Tottenham. Tottenham never go to the Bridge and get anything. Are we going to be the team that keeps them up? I don't think so, honestly. I think we do beat Tottenham on that day, but it's not going to be a game where we absolutely rip them to shreds. It's going to be a tight game, right? Then we go to the Stadium of Light at the end of the season, where they're a tricky team to play against. Man, they just did the double over Newcastle this season and have gotten pretty good results as well. And we're not too far above them. I think we're 6 points above them, so that may be a top 8 decider if I'm being real. So, Chelsea at the end of the day, man, when you look at the table, you see where they sit. They're sixth. They had 9 losses all of last season. It's like I said, they would have to win out to match their point total last season, which was 69. I think their final point total will end up being maybe 57. And 57 points would get you probably 6th or 7th. And if I'm being real, I think they finished 9th, honestly. I just don't see a world where this team is really turning it around. If they do, they do. Then great. That's brilliant, man. I mean, I think all Chelsea fans would be happy with the team performance turning around. But the ownership model needs to get the fuck out of the club. West London is being contaminated by Blueco. And it's a sad reality, man. It's a real sad reality, bro. But I got my dogs barking in there and stuff like that. And a lot of stuff going on right now, but I enjoy being outside. I enjoy being able to actually talk about these things. It makes me happy, man. Had a pretty good day at work and shit. You know, got my schedule changed actually too, which is pretty nice. I actually needed that pretty bad. But let's go ahead and pop over back on to Twitter, man. See what's going on. I did go to work today, yeah. You come from I went hiking afterwards. Get off early. All right. Actually, let's take a look at the where did I have it? Right here. Let's take a look at these international friendlies actually that went on over the past few days, man. Yesterday you had France play Brazil. France beat Brazil 2-1. Mbappe, Ekitike, the goal scorers there. Mbappe's chip was spectacular, bro. Spectacular, man. I mean, are France gonna go back to the World Cup final again? I mean, I really don't see anybody beating them right now. I mean, I have to take a look at the World Cup groups, right? I mean, I could take a look at that actually. With the World Cup coming up, right? It's a pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting. Where you at? Honestly, bro, it's gonna be a pretty interesting tournament because with 48 teams, you may see upsets a lot earlier on It's not a league phase, which I'm really happy with, because having a league phase in the World Cup would absolutely destroy this tournament. It would absolutely fucking destroy it. But Group A has Mexico, South Africa, Korea, and I think a playoff winner. There, where are you at? Got Mexico, South Africa, Korea, Canada, Qatar, Switzerland, Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, Scotland. Brazil should be able to walk through that group. But then again, Morocco's tough, man. I don't think Morocco beats Brazil, but I do think they get runners up. I don't know if the third team in the best third place teams get a spot in the round of 32, because it's 48 teams, so there's going to be a round of 32. Then the US, which I can probably touch on a little bit to see what the temperature is with them, man, because their group is favoring. I would say they should win that group. You know, being an American, man, it's like we have we get scrutinized a lot for not knowing the sport. But when you have people like me that actually pay attention to what's going on, this US team, coached by a former Chelsea manager, actually, too, right? You know, is this team good enough to make a run, man? I feel like with Pochettino, there's a possibility, but they need to win the group. I think they need to win their group convincingly, and then I'll probably have a different take on if they can get it, because I think they get knocked out in the round of 16, to be honest with you. But I don't know, man. It's it's tricky because they got to the round of 16 in the last World Cup, and got absolutely dominated by Holland. So I don't know who they would play if they win their group in a round of 32, but if they win their round of 32 game, I think, depending who they play in the round of 16, I think there's a shot they can get to the quarterfinals. But I don't know, man. I mean, there's too many good teams in this tournament, bro. Germany, are they gonna actually show up in this World Cup? Ecuador, what is Moises Caicedo gonna do with Ecuador, though, man? Are they a dark horse to get to at least the quarterfinals? They got some good players, man. The Netherlands, Japan, playoff team, and Tunisia. The Netherlands should win that group, but watch out for Japan, though. I don't know. Maybe the Netherlands should win that group, though. Belgium, Egypt, Iran. Is Iran even going to compete in this World Cup, man, with everything going on? Belgium should win that group for sure. Oops. Group H, Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Honestly, I want to say Uruguay win the group, but Spain is filthy, so I might rock with Spain to win Group H. France, Senegal, Norway in a playoff team. Man, Senegal, France, and Norway. Erling Haaland and Mbappe in the same group. France is going to win that group, but it's just a matter of who gets second between Norway and Senegal. I think Norway has definitely gotten better. You have Holland, you have Odegaard, you have the dude at what's that club? I think Hauge from Glimt. They got some good players, man. I think Senegal get runners up, but just over Norway. Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Argentina should win that group for sure. Then I think it is a toss up between Algeria and Austria. Portugal, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. Portugal's going to win that group, and Colombia should get through. This is a group right here, bro. England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Now, a lot of people are going to probably say England win the group, but I think Croatia is going to win this group. I do think Croatia wins this group over England. And that may benefit England too if they want to get to the final. Yeah, man. I mean, this World Cup's going to be interesting, bro. I didn't get to the other groups. Germany should win that group, but Ecuador are going to qualify as well. The U.S. and I'm going to say Australia, honestly, get through. Brazil and Morocco. Go Switzerland, and I think Canada do get through. I think the host countries do get through. Mexico, South Africa, and South Korea. I want to say South Korea win the group and Mexico get runners up. Maybe I'll do the predictor real quick. Let's take a look at this, man. All right. Predict all 12 groups. Select 8 third place teams to qualify. Okay. Oh, that's effed off, bro. Okay. I guess you don't want to help me out there. Okay. So, do you just tap it and then? Or does this say simulate? Oh, okay. So if we're simulating the playoffs, right? Let's see. It says Ireland get through, Italy, okay, Slovakia, Ukraine. That may change my pick on who else comes out. Iraq gets in. The DR Congo. Okay. So wow. Okay. So it looks so it simulated it, right? It says Wales were upset by Bosnia. Italy versus Northern Ireland. Italy beat them, and then Italy beat Bosnia in the playoff final. Ukraine beats Sweden, huh? Interesting. And then Poland versus Albania. Albania beat Poland. Wow. And then Ukraine versus Albania. Ukraine beats them. Okay. Slovakia versus Kosovo. Slovakia beat them. Turkey versus Romania. Turkey. Slovakia beat Turkey, huh? Wow. That would be an upset, honestly. Czech Republic versus Ireland. Ireland beat them. Denmark versus North Macedonia. Ireland upset Denmark. Okay. And then the Interconfederation playoffs. Jamaica lost to New Caledonia. I hope I didn't butcher that. And then the DR Congo versus New Caledonia. Yeah. Okay. And then Bolivia versus Suriname. Bolivia versus Iraq. Iraq beat them. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. So it looks like, so based off of that, so I already said my group winners, right? So who are the third place teams that get through? I think so. The third place team. So I said in Group A. So if we're going over the World Cup groups again and who I think is going to come out of each group, got Mexico, and I think Mexico and South Korea, they get out of Group A. No third place team out of there. If Italy get into Group B, I think Italy win. No, no. I think Switzerland win Group B. Canada are runners up. Italy is a third place team that qualifies. Brazil wins this group, and Morocco. The U.S. qualify. They win the group. I think Slovakia. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on. Living in this apartment complex, you're going to be hearing a lot of stuff. So, anyway, I was saying the U.S. they win their group. I think Australia qualify, and I don't think a third place team comes out of there. Honestly, Germany. And I need 8 of these teams. So I already said Italy is the third place team that qualifies. I think that's the only third place team I've said so far too. Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. I think Germany, Ecuador, and I think the Ivory Coast qualify. The Netherlands, Japan, Ukraine, Tunisia. I think the Netherlands, Japan, and Ukraine all qualify out of Group F. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. I think Belgium wins the group. Egypt are runners up. Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Spain win the group. Uruguay are runners up. Saudi Arabia qualify as a third place team. France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. I think France, Senegal, and Norway all qualify out of that group. Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Argentina and Austria qualify, with Algeria being the third place team. Portugal, Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. I think Portugal win the group and Colombia qualify. Group L, England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. I think Croatia win the group. England, runners up. Ghana is the third place team that comes out of there. So those are my predictions, honestly, for um, the World Cup in the group stage. Who I have winning it, honestly, bro, right now, if I had to pick a team to win the World Cup right now, I'd probably go. I don't know if it's controversial to say this. It's going to be the United States, bro. No, I'm kidding. Who's going to win the World Cup? Honestly, I think it's going to be Brazil this time. I think Brazil are going to win the World Cup. I think they have the right man in charge too. Carlo Ancelotti is the right guy, bro. And I think if there's anybody more qualified to get this team over the line, it's Carlo Ancelotti. The guy's a serial winner, and I think they beat England in the final. I think Brazil beats England in the World Cup final. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that. Um, you know, is Vinicius Jr. gonna outdo Harry Kane? Could you see a scenario where Vinny Jr. wins La Liga? I don't know I don't know how far back they are in the league right now. Let me take a look at that real quick before I shoot myself in the foot here. So let's take a look. Where are Real Madrid in the league right now? They are 4 points back of Barcelona. Villarreal is third in the league. Man, they're having an exceptional season. But you see the gap from fourth to fifth. I mean, if Chelsea are in Spain, they're probably they're fifth, which is around where they are. Honestly, some things never change, and it doesn't matter what league you look at. Chelsea will find themselves outside of the top four somehow. I mean, I think even if you go to like Italy, bro, it's the same thing. Or even France, maybe France. Yeah, look, they would be fighting for. Actually, no, they would be out because in France it's the top three, so they would be outside of the top three right now in France, right? Where else would they be? like, it's so bad, man. People want to shit on Italian football, bro, but Chelsea, if they were playing in Italy, would be sitting eighth right now. Like, do you see what I'm talking about here, man? Do you see how mediocre they are? In three different leagues, they would be sitting in and around where they are in the Premier League. It's shady, bro. Wait, which league? Oh, MLS. I don't know about that, sir. I don't care if I live in America, man. MLS is not fun to watch. Yeah, bro. Even in Germany, bro, they would be sitting sixth. And bro, it's so bad. This is how mediocre they are. This is how mediocre they have become. We've looked at three different leagues, and they would be either in the same position that they're in or even lower. It's so sad. It's so sad, bro. It's ridiculous, man. But you get what you ask for, right? You get what you ask for. Yes or no? To Ruben Amorim? No. No. I'm good. I'm I'm okay. The Premier League is seriously exploring a major shift in how fans watch football with plans for a Netflix-style streaming platform. The proposal would allow supporters to watch every single match on demand, choose any game at any time, and even access full archive of past seasons, essentially putting the entire league in one place. So almost like what they were trying to. I mean, they could do that on Peacock, really, but I, you know, reports suggest the service could be priced at around £10 per month and made available globally, potentially reaching fans across nearly 190 countries. I mean, we have Peacock out here, bro. I mean, I'm good. I don't need to pay $90 to watch Premier League football, bro. Like, I'll stick to my Peacock, honestly, man. What's even more interesting is that this idea is already being tested with a pilot project in Singapore where the league is. Holy crap, this is a long ass article here. I mean, do people really want to pay more money to watch this stuff, man? I mean, people are already not paying ESPN to watch like wrestling on there because I'm doing it because I love wrestling, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna watch like the pay-per-views and stuff. But what I'm saying is, other people don't want to pay that kind of money to do that because if you're doing it to for one thing only, then paying 35 a month ain't gonna be worth it, bro. And in this case, people don't want to pay £10 to watch. Is it a single game or is it for the entire $10 per month or £10 per month? So I don't know what that translates to in US dollars, but I mean, I don't think we need any more streaming services to watch sports, bro. I don't. I think there's already too many, and it's being shoved down our throats, unfortunately. The biggest mistake England will make is not giving Cole Palmer a start in the World Cup. If he gets called up to the World Cup, he's gonna start at the World Cup, bro. That's already. Moises Caicedo's monster performance versus Morocco. I haven't seen this, so let's take a look at Moy, man. I mean, like these are the tackles that we're used to seeing from him. But again, is it Chelsea that's affecting him, or is it that up here he's just not there? It looks like he's back to himself. It looks like everybody that's gone to international duty has just found form all of a sudden. It's the club, bro. Mentally, these players are done with Chelsea and somewhat out. That's what I want to see more from him, though. I mean, he was doing that a lot at the start of the season. Now he's not really taking shots from outside the box like that. But I do want to see it more because he's got a rocket on him, man. In my FIFA Ultimate Team, bro, I got him like 93 rated with like 99 shot power, bro. Like he's nuts. He looked good, man. Looked pretty good to me. The Cole Palmer discourse is interesting. People in England have a hard time removing players from the club they play for when it comes to international duty. When fully fit, Palmer is one of the best players in the world, let alone in England. He'll be going to the World Cup. I mean, he will be going, but he may have needed that kick from Thomas Tuchel. That your spot's on the line, bro. If you don't show up and he gets subbed on and he puts in a spectacular substitution appearance. This is how Gusto moves for France literally every game. It's that man Mudryk again, bro. Who starts for to 10 England? Morgan Rogers isn't. I don't think Morgan Rogers is in contention to be the 10 for England, bro. He's really tailed off, man. Give Palmer quality players and watch him flourish under Tuchel. He looks smooth on the ball. Yeah, because the shackles are taken off of him, bro. Every left wing purchase since Bowley, Blueco, and Clearlight came in. Mudryk, Sterling, Garnacho, Gittins. We spent over 200 million on this position, and all have been mediocre and bang average. Waste of funds. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Mudryk though is the only case where we really don't know. I mean, we've seen a good sample size of him, but before he did get the suspension, he was actually playing decent, man. And we don't know where his progression would be, honestly, had he actually not gotten like the ban. So, but yeah, it's 200 million wasted, and I keep saying Chelsea need to go get an elite left winger in the transfer window. Like, there's no more of this. Let's go get let's wait on Quenda. Like, no, bro. The fans don't want to see any more young talent that's 18, 19 years old on the wings. We're used to seeing excellence on the wings. Joe Cole, Eden Hazard. We're used to seeing those kind of players. William, right? You got Pedro, right? Good wingers. Esteval's on that course. The wingers we've signed over the past 5 to 6 years have been absolutely, like this guy says, mediocre and bang average. This club needs quality on the wings. Esteval can't do it by himself. He's only 18. I think we need to really start understanding that he's already dealing with hamstring injuries at a young age. You can't afford to have him end up like Reece James, where you're having 10 different hamstring injuries in your career and you're in your mid 20s. He's 18. He can't be suffering like that. So oh yeah. Rafinha will be out for a minimum of 4 weeks, up to 5 weeks with muscle injuries. Barca stack confirmed. So he's gonna miss the. They play Atletico Madrid 3 times in the span of a week. Atletico Madrid, they play in La Liga, Champions League, and then the derby against Espanyol. Celta Vigo, Getafe, potential UCL semifinals, and that might be against Arsenal too. Bro, I don't want to be put in a scenario where I have to watch a semifinal with Barcelona versus Arsenal, bro. Like Lord help us. Barcelona is probably like the team that I hate the most out of any team, more than Tottenham, more than Arsenal. Barcelona is that team that I despise the absolute most. And if there's any Barcelona fans watching, it's all banter and all that, but 2009, I'll never forget, ever. Had me sick to my stomach in my freaking study hall class, bro. But Rafinha being out, does this give Real Madrid a chance to get back in the title race? I mean, like we said, they're only 4 points back. So it's possible, but that's a huge loss for Barcelona at this part of the season. Yeah, apparently it says Tuchel issues Stark World Cup warning to Palmer. Pressure is on. Prove it in the next 2 games or risk your spot. Tuchel, honestly, he has to show it because we have more evidence without him than with him. So the pressure is on him. He had a difficult season. But he has to, but he has also had a difficult spell with the national team. He was only once available for us. When he was available, we decided to stick with him with the same squad. So there's big competition for his best position, the number 10. So Thomas Tuchel coming out and saying that, man. I mean, the gaffer himself has told him your spot's at risk, bro. You need to show me in these next 2 games why you should be my starting 10 in the World Cup. Because if Thomas Tuchel brings a World Cup to England, bro, he will be forever worshipped, in my opinion. Forever worshipped, even though he's German, like forever worshipped. What Mudryk could have become. I mean, he's not a bad player, bro. He just needs the coaching, and he just needs to work on his technical ability. I mean, you can blast past players all you want, but can you be technical in moments? Like all of this is nice, yeah, but like the technicality is what I'm looking for. I remember this. And obviously he needed to be built more. Like he needed to be more built, bro. That pass. He should have scored there, though, to be honest. I I think the most underrated thing about him is his passing. like his vision, actually. He didn't mean that though, but every time I see this guy on the timeline, he's moaning about Maresca. One day, we're going to talk about how Maresca wasted 1 year of Cole Palmer's career, forcing him to be a left attacking midfielder. One of the worst tactical moves by a coach, literally made no sense. I mean, if I'm being real, dude, he was doing that in the Club World Cup and he looked great. I keep saying that he should be on the wings a little bit more, but I can understand the argument against it. Yeah, Chelsea legend Pat Nevin warns Liam Rosini tactics don't suit the 40 million star. I mean, he's worth more than 40 million now, obviously, but Nevin urges boss to stop playing Palmer on the right wing and deploy him centrally as a number 10. He said, I would play him in the middle 100% out of 100 times. Palmer's creativity hampered as Chelsea struggle for form under Rosini adapt the team to suit him. I mean, the players around him have to play well. That's the moral of the story, bro. I mean, he has to pick up his form too, obviously, but the entire team is just shit right now, bro. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, he's improved, yeah, but I mean, we all know what he can do when he's on, bro. We don't talk about Foden's fall off enough. This guy went from winning the Premier League Player of the Year to playing like Mason Mount. It's crazy. I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. But how long have I been on for? About 52 minutes. I'm gonna be real, guys. I'm gonna get off. I need to go inside. I'm hungry, so I'll probably try to do some type of stream over the weekend. I got a lot of stuff planned this weekend, so I don't know how often I'm gonna be on, but I appreciate people watching. I appreciate everybody just showing support lately. It means a lot. Be on the lookout for some shorts. I do clip them from my live stream, so for people that want to watch my streams, my clips, I'll show my YouTube one more time. Go ahead and give it a good refresh. I know it says some blocked, like some block stuff on there. I was trying to do some reaction videos. One of them was, yeah, reacting to Neymar stuff, bro. And I had some pretty cool stuff on that, but they didn't want to give me love there. But right now I'm at 955. It's going up and down, but I really do appreciate all the love lately, guys. It means a lot. But yeah, I'm Jason, no filter Chels. I'm out of here. Everyone have a good night. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay positive out there. Love your family. Love your kids if you have any. Up the Chels. Keep the blue flag flying high. Blue Co out. Clear Lake out. Get everybody the fuck out of this club and get a serious owner up in here. But yeah, I'm out. Peace.